It's an honor, my pleasure, to introduce and bring up His Excellency, the President, Republic of Rwanda, President Paul Kagame. Please. You good? I have your mic for you right here.
Stand, you want to sit?
We'll sit.
Okay.
Did you turn it on? Amadou wasn't coachable in the beginning, so he wasn't turning on his mic. So check if your mic is working. Is that excellent? There you go.
All right.
Wow, what an honor. What an honor. And I want to say that, Excellency, you have been incredible leader, incredible mentor, incredible for all of us on the continent. We see it. We want to do it like how you've done it. I'll start with this question. Bal, you build a gym here in 8-9 months, the vision, and now here's the league. Second time. I'm upset that we couldn't showcase it the first time because of COVID, but it's here now again. What are your feelings?
Well, I'm very happy. I'm pleased, but Masai, I think you know where it all started from. He talked about the arena and the speed with which we built it, but every time that comes up, the memory goes back to when you invited us, me and colleagues, to attend the All-Star game in Toronto, and our discussion. But we had been talking about that area anyway. So in a short time, the arena came to a fruition, and then what you also had in mind with your friends, Amadou was part of it, and developing something on our continent, and particularly in Rwanda. So we now see it coming to reality. BAR has also become a reality following the infrastructure we tried to put in place. So my feeling is that of pride and happiness, and that we have done something and it has materialized, and it's going to have impact as regards our young people and the development of talent on our continent. So much as I feel that happy, I'm also thankful to all of you who have been each contributing their part and making this happen.
So I'll tell the story for 2 seconds. So we were at the All-Star game in Toronto, and everybody knows it was very cold, that the coldest time of the year, and the coldest winter we ever had. And His Excellency was at the game, and I saw him putting his head down watching the game, and I thought, oh God, I hope he's not cold, or I hope he's not sick, or...
Well, it was cold, for
sure.
Yes.
So I asked him, I said, is everything okay? And he put his head up, I'll never forget, and he said, how much does it cost to build an arena like this? And it gives me really great joy to actually think of it that way. And now we have this arena here and inspiring even more around the continent, which is incredible. Sports as a catalyst. It seems to be like injecting something in the continent and the transformative growth of everything we do on the continent, there's something about sports. What are your thoughts there?
There is something about sports, and it goes beyond what we can describe. It's more in the feelings, as well as it connects those feelings from one person to another, and but then it goes beyond feelings and goes into development, it goes into competition, it goes into, pride when people win, and a bit of law when you lose, but when you lose, you're already thinking of another time when you can either win also or win again. So it doesn't end there. It keeps going from one thing to another. So it has a life of its own and creates a life of its own in the people. And with modern times, it's not just that. It's not the feeling, it's not the pride, it's not competition. It ends up being an investment and a business, and that kind of life weaves into that as well. And it's something that touches every part of the world. Every sector of society is touched by it. Sometimes you see either, it is arena or a stadium, people playing soccer or this, and you see 90-year-olds or even 100, there are very few, but sometimes they're also there in the arena, happy, enjoying. You can see life is being added to what time they have already lived. So it's something that is very interesting.
We have, with moving sports forward and what we've been talking about here, we have government, we have the private sector, we have the nonprofit, all these different, really aspects coming together. It seems to be the only way that we're going to make this thing work on the continent, because government is a big part, the private sector is a huge part, and even the nonprofit has really galvanized a lot of the things that we want to do on the continent. How do we make this, how can we make this work?
Well, those components you have mentioned, they come together always in many ways. So government has its role to play, private sector, of course. I said earlier, sport is not only an enjoyment that the people in business also like to participate in, but it has become an investment space where people can put their money and get returns as well. But beyond that, there is a feeling that you are contributing to the development of society through talent and other things. So the private sector becomes part of it. Even non-profit, their mission is to improve lives. They feel happy, they feel good when they have contributed to that. And I don't think there is any better place to achieve that than through sports. So always these elements coming together is important. That's what completes the circle that you, in the end, want to complete, to have something building up in a society like ours. So government, though, is so important in the regard of making sure that they create an enabling environment. They can't do it alone. They always want, but to make sure that they facilitate they create an enabling environment, they put a policy in place to help and guide people in their activities. But when it comes to the real investment to flow, then the private sector, I think, has a much bigger role, and the non-profit, because they are focused on these things that make a difference for people and can take advantage of that environment that has been put in place. So it's always you are going to get the best results with all these facets of our society coming together.
Paul has kind of used this caravan system around. We've been in Cairo, been in Dakar, now Kigali here. There seems to be an excitement in East Africa here, and DRC joining the East African community. How do you see that really like affecting sports here with these countries here really bringing a lot of energy?
Yeah, sports already is being affected by and through individual countries, and sometimes going beyond the neighbors and to other places. But the fact that neighboring countries can come together as a sub-region like the East African community, that means you are bringing what the efforts have been and the progress and success of one nation and the other all together to form a much bigger thing. But as we said, more of an analogy really than just the fact of it. I'm saying if even in a business you're looking for a bigger market, even in sports, thrives better when these individual countries come together and form a bigger space for competition, for development, for investment, and all kinds of things. So the fact that DRC has joined the other countries, South Sudan, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Burundi, Rwanda, and it's going to definitely put more energy into it, more interest, because that's a large population. So there are many things that are going to feed off each other and keep just going up.
We had a few youth here speaking before. We're going to Rafiki open a court, more youth, the junior MBA. They're doing incredible work around the continent. The youth in Africa is moving. And how do you see us even encouraging them more, to do more, to be partners with what we're doing, to grow the game of basketball and sports on the continent?
I think what we have to do is give them a little bit to start with that they need, and they will do the rest. Already with the youth, the energy, the talent, the desire to do things, whether it is sports or other things, is there. So all we need to do is really give them a chance and give an injection of some of the little things that are required, even certain basics in some places, like the arena we are going to visit, and it's not as fancy as the other one that we were talking about earlier, but where it is and what it is going to facilitate is huge for that community that can access it near and far. So the young people that are there, it's not just the numbers are obvious. It's the whole continent. If you look at the percentage of the young people, they're always in the 70s and so on in different countries. And therefore, all kinds of talent are just locked in there. And all we have to do is to release everything for the young people to do their part that they want to do. So every small contribution, the aggregate of that will make a big difference for the young people. They are not just about sports. In the end, later on, they form governments, they form the private sector, they form whichever group you're talking about. But how do they get there, and with what mentality and with what possibilities are they going to be able to fully express themselves?
Excellency, we're done with the serious part of the conversation now. So we're now into the fun part of the conversation now.
That might be more serious than what you have already done.
Have you been watching the NBA playoffs?
Yes. And
Have you been staying up late?
Actually did last night.
Yeah, you did, huh?
About half of, I watched Dallas and Golden State, but just the first half. And then went to sleep thinking they had lost. When I woke up to come here, when I checked, I found Golden State had won.
Yeah.
You put this event so early.
I messed with your sleep.
You took a few hours of my sleep.
I'm sorry about that, Your Excellency. So I put my phone when I'm watching the game, and I never answer anybody's text when my team is playing, except yours, Your Excellency. I just wanted to tell everybody that. So, do you have a favorite player in the NBA? Be careful now, Your Excellency.
I have favorite players.
Players.
Yes.
Do you have a starting five?
Yeah, I think I can.
Can we work on your starting five now?
Yes. Trying to cheat here a little bit. I'm looking for one from Toronto. So yeah.
Okay, you're allowed to.
In Toronto, I'm a fan of Masai, so I want to see him as a player, not as a manager.
So tell me the five.
Steph Curry, for sure, is my hero. I think I explained to you why.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, he's not this giant of a man who people are used to in basketball, and the way he is, and the skill, and the finesse, and whatever other weaknesses, I'm looking at the so he comes number one for me.
Number one.
Yeah. Then I also like Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like LeBron too. So a couple of others I'm trying to remember, but
Yanis.
of course. Oh, wow, how can I forget that?
Yeah.
How could I have forgotten? Thank you for.
I'm doing my job now, Your Excellency.
At one time, I thought he was coming to Toronto, but
Yeah.
what happened?
If I make any comments now, Excellency, it's going to cost me a lot of money. So with the fifth player,
Yeah.
maybe I can make a suggestion for you.
Yeah, Siakam.
Yeah, let's just end it with Siakam, right? So this is the most difficult question.
Yes.
Difficult question of the morning. Your favorite GM in the NBA?
Yeah, but I already answered that.
I don't think they heard.
Yeah. I thought I had answered it without you asking. So I thought he was not going to ask, so I offered the answer before you. Yeah.
So I'll ask you your shot. How is your shot looking these days? Because we saw that on the screen there where you made that shot.
Yeah.
Have you had the opportunity to shoot recently?
Not from that time, I haven't. Maybe the last was following the other one. I think this is what we did at the arena.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't been practicing, but you never know. It might be better now.
It might be better now.
Yeah.
Huh? Well, for us, Your Excellency, your leadership, your mentorship, and I think we all need a father, a big brother to lead us the right way. You have shown us that, and I truly believe that I know you give me confidence to walk as an African wherever we are.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I know I speak for a lot of everybody, not just here on the continent. And I'm so proud for what you've done, what you continue to do, and what you do. And God will bless you. And I'm so proud that you're part of like an unbelievable game, that the help you give us, the friendship you've given us with the NBA, the Giants of Africa, with the youth. For me, it's powerful for us. And we stand in Africa, and we stand strong. And we stand by you, and we continue to go, because this continent will be great. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency, Paul Kagame. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.